Hey everybody, welcome to the Property Chat with me, KG. If you're new, you're super welcome in this channel. If you're returning, respect to you. And in this week's video, we are answering the question, why is the gated community more popular now after COVID-19 compared to stand-alone properties? Right, let's break them down quickly. So gated communities, we're referring to your townhouses, we're referring to apartments, we're referring to your flats. So they're more popular after COVID-19 compared to standalone houses. Standalone houses, they were more popular right after COVID-19. And in this video, we're going to look at the details. What makes them more popular? I have 8 reasons why they are popular and why people are buying them now after COVID-19 and why people are buying them even in the slow market. Why are they selling like crazy in a slow market? Slow market actually we're actually looking at properties being sold or being bought at a slow market, because the economy doesn't allow it. Globally, the economy is not doing well. The property space is not doing well wherever in the world. And in China, it's not doing well. In Japan, it's not doing well. In Paris, in London, in New York City, it's not doing well. But what's most interesting, and it's going to be our next video, properties are doing exceptionally well in this city. Do you guys know the city? You want to guess the city? Going 1, going 2, going 3. That city is in South Africa. Going 1, going 2, going 3. That city is in Cape Town. Properties are doing amazingly well now during the slow market in Cape Town. That's another video for another day, but today we're looking at why are gated communities more popular than standalone. So let's go into the details. Here's the article that supports my statement, and it was published on the 26th of March 2024. I'm recording this video now in April. It says sectional title homes dominate South African property market. Sectional title homes are proving to be the most popular property at the moment in South Africa, with recent stats showing that prices of sectional title homes rose at a faster pace than freehold properties. And there's another one here. It says, according to home loan data from SA Lender, sectional title sales accounted for 67.4% of all investment properties sold. Number 1 is high security. There's a lot of high security. If you're in South Africa, I was going to go into the details and explore all the crime statistics in South Africa, particularly in the residential properties. But I'm not going to do that because I'm talking to somebody who lives in South Africa, who spent the entire time in South Africa, and you're aware of the crime in our country. So, number 1 reason why gated communities are more popular is because there's high security. And we're looking at, as always, security personnel 24 hours walking around, looking around the properties. The second one is electric fence. Electric fence doesn't stop crime happening, but it's one of the things that we use at least to block people from coming in, the criminals from coming into the properties. There's intercoms. So if you are in a gated community, in your unit, in your apartment, in your flat, there's an intercom. Intercom basically is a phone that connects you to other properties and connects you to to the gate. So let's say, for instance, if you have a visitor, the security personnel, the security guys will call you and say, hey, are you expecting a visitor? There's someone at the gate, the name is blah blah blah. They're saying they are here to visit you. Should we allow them to come in? If you say yes, then they will allow the person. They will walk with the person to your apartment. Some, they even say, you come in, come collect the person, come sign in to say, I am receiving the person. That's how safe, that's how secure they want you guys to be in those gated communities. There's control access. I just mentioned control access. There's no in and out like that. There's cameras, surveillance. Is it surveillance? The cameras, surveillance? I don't know. So it's 24 hours camera. Whatever that's happening, it's recorded, particularly in the public spaces. And Lastly, we have the neighbors who are looking after each other in that gated community. They know in apartment 1, KG lives there. In apartment 2, KG kilogram 2 lives there. So they looking at the movements. If there's something dodgy happening, they pick up the phone. They either call the police or they call the security to come intervene if there's something happening. So that's the first reason why gated communities are selling at this rate in South Africa at the moment. Point number 2, in the gated community, there's a whole lot of sense of community. Remember, there's only one big fence around the houses. And if there's a fence, it's fenced this high, a meter high. It's not a huge fence. You can still see at someone's space. And there's quite a lot of things that people in the gated community share that brings that sense of community into play or into action. For instance, people share a pool. Family 1, family 2, they share a pool, and everybody in the place. There's a garden and there's play area. Play area, if you have children in a gated community and you go out to look after them while they play, automatically the other children will be there and their parents will be there as well to look after them. That's when you become friends. I've noticed as a parent that our children decides who we become friends with. So if my child is a friend to whoever in the gated community, automatically I and that person, that adult, we become close. Even though we don't get like very close, but we come close, we change numbers, we organize the play dates, we invite each other to the parties, the children parties, and because of our children. So they putting us together, they bring us together in the gated communities, and children attend those parties in the place, in the pool party, whatever that brings children together. And when children come together, we parents as well come together. That's why there's a lot of sense of community in the gated communities. And what's more interesting is during COVID-19, that was more like a mini isolation. So when people in a stand-alone houses were isolated in a separate different spaces, people in gated community, they continue to go to the gym. They continue to go to the swimming pool, especially when there was nobody going in and out. If all of us are tested negative and we are in a tiny space, that's an isolation on its own. So you can continue interacting. They continue to speak to one another. They continue walking in the car park or the garden or the play area. They went for a swim, a gym. It continued as normal. And that's what people want, to keep the interaction, to belong, to feel, to get that sense of belonging. So if at any point you find this video educational and informative and you really like it, do not hesitate to smash that like button, that share button, and share with people that you think is going to give value to, and then subscribe to this channel. Let's go to the third point. Point number 3 is basically safety. I spoke about high sense of security, and I'm still on point number 3, and I speak about safety. Like in the community, everybody makes sure that they're safety and they abide by the rules. They follow the rules most of the time. For instance, there's a speed limit 40, and quite a lot of people are following it because they know that children are crossing, and sometimes they know that their children or their neighbors' children are playing on the pavement or on the street, depending on what kind of a gated community is. So some gated communities do not have the pool. Some gated communities do not have the play area. Instead, children are playing on the street and they're crossing back and forth. In that way, when an adult is driving at 40, our children's safety is really there at the highest level. Unlike Kokasi, in my Kasi, maybe in your Kasi as well, you will share your experience, where we find Javas, or Tsepana just bought a new GTI, and the speed limit is 40. But Tsepana wants to show people that his GTI is really GTI, and then be going For him to do that, he'll be going 100, 120 in a 40-kilometer zone. And when that happens, there's a lot of unsafe things. We don't want to talk about those ones. So safetyness, that's point number one on the safety. And point number two under safety is taking care of each other, particularly when people are living by themselves. When I lived by myself in 2011, 2012 in Protea Glen, and a friend of mine, Jimmy, as well, stayed by himself. And then just recently, there was a guy who died. I was just living by himself, like there's a lot of people staying by themselves by the time. So the guy died, and then they discovered that he died after a week, a full-on week. So Jimmy and I decided from now on, we are not going to leave for work before we check each other. So when I wake up, 7 o'clock, I'll go and check Jimmy, and then I'll go to work. He did the same thing. So we looked after each other. We had each other's back. So that safety as well. So if something happened, then I can call Jimmy's family. If there was robbery, we looked after each other. But that was standalone houses. But in the gated community, it's more tighter. Number 4, shared facilities, shared costs. So the entire people, they sharing facilities and they sharing cost. So what are they sharing? They share the pool, they share the gym, they share the clubhouse, they share the park, they share the play area, they share the laundry sometimes, laundry area, they share the lawn, they share quite a lot of things, and everybody has access to it. And what happened is the cost, they are often deducted as levies to maintain the pool, and they are paid into the body corporate. The body corporate takes that money and makes sure that the whole place is clean, rubbish is removed, the pool is clean, and things are taken care of, well taken care of, and at a minimum cost. Imagine how much would the pool, the play area, the gym would cost to maintain on a monthly basis when in a standalone. It would be crazily expensive. So it's way cheaper in a gated community than in a stand-alone property. Properties are well maintained without you, the owner, lifting a finger. As I mentioned in the previous one, corridors are cleaned. Dustbins are taken care of. The pool is cleaned. It's always sparkling and ready for you to dive in. Everything is clean without you guys lifting a finger. So things are beautifully maintained without you physically doing them. You just pay that levy for a month and then things are taken care of. I have a friend of mine. He lives in a gated community, and in that gated community they do all the cleaning of everything that I've mentioned just now, but they go a step further. Once a week they get into the house, they clean the whole house properly, like thoroughly cleaning. And then they also do a laundry for them. Laundry, they take it, they do the laundry, they iron it, they fold it nicely, they put it in a basket, they put it back into the house. All you do is to pack it where, just imagine that kind of life where you don't do those kind of duties, those kind of chores. You focus only on what you want to focus on. That would be exciting. Would you like to have that in the gated community? In case of emergency, what do? In gated community, there's measures in place. Let's say, for instance, if the building is burning, you guys can sit over there, you gather together in a particular point. And then there's water, fire extinguish things across the building for emergencies. In case of load shedding, they have generator. Generator kicks in immediately. Or they have a solar system that moves and maybe heat the water, so you don't spend a whole lot of money into electricity heating the water. There's water shedding, particularly in South Africa, water shedding. So when there's water shedding, it's a bowl, they still get the water and life continues as normal. You know, rainwater, what they did last year, you don't want to go there. Prime location. Whole lot of gated communities are located in a prime location. And they're located around the workplaces, around the schools, around the shops or malls, around the public areas like your parks, parks, your game park and theme parks and all of those. They located around the offices. I mentioned the offices. There's a fiber, there's entertainment around areas and so forth. Those are prime areas. And often, like for an example, I know Stain City that's being built now. It's in the process. There's schools inside, there's malls inside. So if you are in that community, you actually don't need to go anywhere. Imagine you stay there, you live there. Everything's happening in that Stain City. There's fewer schools that they're building. So you don't actually have to leave. You walk around. You can even have a bicycle or you walk to work. Just imagine that life. Convenience, 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 and more convenience. And lastly, better rentals. Better rentals. Lastly, better rentals. So there's better rentals for this kind of properties if you own one. And this is for the landlord. So if you are a landlord and you're owning this property, or you're not a landlord and you're owning a property in a gated community and you want to move into the landlord space, opportunities are endless for you. So there's a demand. There are demands. The demand is crazy. Demand is high. You can put up the rent. Then there's massive cash flow coming into you every month. And this is the reason why at the moment I'm investing in the back room. So that's kind of the same setup. Build a tiny community where everybody lives together and they feel like sense of community and all, and I don't live with them like other must and that's all the pros for gated communities, the pros. But everything is pro and cons. I have not discussed the cons. So if you want to know what are the cons of gated community, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, you will definitely going to enjoy this one. And if you are interested in investing and learning, like intentionally learning the property investment, property backroom investment kokasi, you will need to subscribe to this channel so I can feed you with more property content. And thank you so much for subscribing to this channel, and we will see you on the next one. Bye bye.